ready, go. Okay, ready, go. Yeah, so as I mentioned in the feedback session, it's fairly just a turn as a 1 unit, right? Yeah. And then the club head travels a bit higher, and on the way down, you're turning the body quite a bit, and then the hands are traveling inward. Yeah, and then your body tends to stand.
Got it.
So here we need to engage the lower body more, and then separate the upper body turn from the lower body shift. So let's work on the two-step swing drills.
Okay.
See if let's see how good you are in stage 1. So keep the feet together, and then throw the club toward the target first, and then bring it back. But before you start the backswing turn, you have to take the first step.
Right.
So here, throw and then take this step, bring it back. During the backswing, you will take the second step and then let it go.
Okay.
So let's initially you don't have to swing hard, but try to feel the flow. Good. Again. And in doing this, you are keeping your knees flexed all the time. That means you'll not be able to use the ground that way.
Okay.
So try to keep it relatively straight here, and then let it go down and then push. So you have to use the flexion extension of the knee.
Okay.
If you keep the knee flexed
Right.
like this, it's hard to use the ground. Okay.
Okay.
Now you start dancing.
That was tough. I didn't do much steps, but.
And then also the second step, you are lifting the foot and then try to take this step. Instead, try to go to the left.
Got it.
So the steps will be just outward here.
Got it.
And from here, just simply take this step here, and then take a step here.
Got it.
When you bring this in and go out, then it's already late.
Right.
Or you lift it and then try to take it, then it's already late.
Got it.
So this step is coming from this push, using this leg here. When you have a good push, then you go.
Right.
And then you let your body move this way.
Okay.
And then pay attention to the club head motion. The club head motion should be continuous. So no matter what your body does, so just continuous motion, bring it back, and then swing. So here you are adding the steps. Swing, take step, and then take step. So this should not change the way the club head is moving.
Okay.
You try to put a lot of effort in the downswing,
Okay.
but no need to do that. Just to feel the rhythm.
Right.
And that's good. So now, when you do the trigger motion, instead of just using the arms here, you actually have to turn your body.
Okay.
Turn the pelvis and turn the shoulder, so that from here you can take step, and then using the pelvis turn, the shoulder turn, you have active backswing here.
Okay.
If you just use your arm and then try to turn, it's hard to speed up the backswing, right?
Okay, got it.
And when you go here, and then when you really use the body, and then you'll be able to turn fast. So engage your body more. So even during the trigger motion, you'll have to turn your pelvis and shoulders. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's increase the speed and effort. Now, instead of putting a lot of effort in the downswing, you have to have active backswing. So just pay attention to the backswing part and try to have a good wind up here. That's all you need. When you have good shoulder turn in the backswing, downswing will be automatically active enough, right? So no need to intentionally try to put a lot of effort in the downswing.
Okay.
So pay attention to the backswing part. Yeah. And in order to have a faster backswing, then you have to use the trigger well. And then actively bring it back. Again. Yeah, so the reason why during the backswing the club is hitting the ground is because you use the arms a lot.
Got it.
So if you just mainly use the shoulder turn and then try to turn instead of.
Got it.
So make it active and fast all the way. Mm-hmm. The backswing is not fast enough. Okay. Make it faster. You really have to break out of the slow backswing. So try to intentionally come up with the crazily fast backswing. And make the motion all continuous. So it's not snappy, abrupt motion, but you have to have continuous motion. So connect everything. So it's the overall, the trigger, backswing, and downswing, this is just a part of one motion, okay, one continuous motion. Still the backswing is too cautious. So make it faster. Give me a crazily fast backswing. And then still you tend to lift the foot.
I noticed that out of the corner of my eye.
So it is because you are simply turning and then come down like this.
Right.
Go here and then shift. Go here and then shift and then shift here.
All right.
Shift and shift instead of just turning and then coming down.
Yes.
This motion.
I feel it. Yeah, absolutely feel it.
So more than anything, you have to let your body shift first that way, and then use a bit wider stance. Your stance is, I think, a bit narrow for your.
Doing stage one.
That's right. So when you take a step, it should be reasonable.
Got it.
Step outward. So here and then take step here. And then when you take this step, this should give you reasonably wide stance.
Right,
Okay.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So instead of bringing the foot up and then down,
Right.
try to go outward. If you walk, let's take a look at how you walk. When you walk, you don't walk like this.
No.
No. And then you will just walk like this, right? And in doing this, you are not doing the reach out either, like this. So you have to let your body move and then take the step. The way your foot moves is that you don't lift the foot more than necessary, right? As long as you can clear the ground, then that's okay. Side step, the same thing. When you take the side step, it's not reaching out.
Right.
It's not
Right.
going over an obstacle, right? So you have to let the body move and then naturally take this side step here. In other words, you have to let your body move.
Right.
And it starts from the backswing. Trigger motion here. In the trigger motion, you have to have a good push with the leg, left leg. When you have good push with that, you will be able to push the body this way.
Okay.
So in order to have a good motion this way, you have to really use this leg here.
All right.
And then go here. Also, the left step will be like this. So, okay, so you have to push more laterally. Yeah, so don't worry about shifting your body too much.
Okay.
Try to shift as much as possible. We are allowed to shift enough because of the wide stance. Okay, if you don't shift, that means you're not using, you're not really taking advantage of the stance.
Okay, so just doing this motion here, I'm shifting, correct?
So don't worry about shifting too much.
Okay.
Just to give enough shift.
Okay.
So for you, once you get to that point, having enough shift, then your swing becomes very different. So in your case, I think it'll be the best to watch from this direction. And now it's too cautious, so still you have to make it fast enough.
Right. I'm trying to, yeah.
Yeah, and again, all the way, just to give me the fastest motion you can. So even the trigger should be also fast. Good throw, and then bring it back, and then let it go. The second step is always late right now because you're lifting and then try to take it. So the second step has to be done during the backswing.
Okay.
By pushing the ground with your right leg, by pushing this, and then you can go this way here.
Right.
It's not
Yes.
this motion,
Right.
this motion here.
Got it.
The flow is now better. So you are gradually allowing yourself to shift a bit more and more. Yes. So always the best is repeating the motion,
Right.
the continuous motion again and again. Okay.
Right.
So repeat, repeat stage one again and again. Naturally, you will start giving up, and you will assume more comfortable motion here. So now, let's divert to your attention to something else. So let's do this. Let's go to stage 3. So instead of taking the steps, currently you are paying too much attention to the steps. So assume your regular stance. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the steps. Just pay attention to enough shoulder turn during the backswing. Good wind up. So that should be speedy wind up. Okay, using good speed and give enough wind up. So assume your regular stance. Throw the club good to the target and then bring it back actively. give enough speed in the backswing. Yeah, now still what happens is your backswing is a bit snappy, and then you, although the motion is quick, but it's a kind of snappy, and then go up here, and then try to start the downswing altogether. Right. So here's the image you need to develop. All right. Image this. So as you try to start the downswing, let the shoulders go a bit more. Got it. Okay, while your lower body may start acting, but let the upper body go a bit more, like this. Like this. Okay. So you are adding this additional shoulder turn at the end. So instead of just go here and then try to turn at the same time. So add more shoulder turn at the end. So currently your backswing is fast enough, but because you are not connecting the backswing to downswing, so I see the sort of tendency of, the separation between the backswing and downswing. So connect the backswing downswing more using continuous motion. So it have the image of additional shoulder turn at the end of the backswing. Again. And now you start using the trunk already a lot better. Okay. So that's because of faster backswing, and you have more momentum. So you have a more turn, and while your lower body try to act, then you have a more separation here. Okay. So keep doing this, but again, try to add additional shoulder turn at the end instead of rushing down. Yes. Still, the transition is a bit rushed here. Okay. So have a bit more time, particularly when you start the downswing. You are in this position here, right? Right. And then keep the back toward the target a bit longer, and then keep a little bit of a shift motion first, and then turn around. Right. Instead of just to try to turn. Got it. But in order to have this shift, you have to have good shift this way. Shift and then recenter here. Right. Shift and recenter, and then turn here. Shift, recenter, and then turn. The recenter does not have to be a lot, but just to give enough shift away in the slight recenter. And then while you are recentering, you still have to hold it. So when you shoot an arrow, so you will build the tension and then refine the aim, and then finally you let it go, right? Instead of like this, or you don't do this and then bring it back and then release. So you will develop good tension. In other words, during the backswing, you'll develop good tension and then refine the aim. So while your lower body is moving here, you're still aiming, finalize the aim, and then let it go instead of quickly turning to a downswing. So have a bit more time. I'm with you. Yeah. But you started using these here, so this is positive changes. Yeah, something like that. So if you have that kind of component, motion component, then your downswing or your transition becomes completely different. Better, that's better. Aha, you're putting a lot of effort in the downswing, so the trigger was weak, the backswing was not that fast. So give me good trigger, and from that, you have a good active backswing. So that wind up should be coming from good backswing instead of intentionally try to do something. When you keep enough momentum during the backswing, then you can have more wind up. So good trigger. Yeah. So still you are rushing. Okay. So imagine Happy Gilmore. Yep. The last one is this. That's right. And then try to hit the ball here. So image is something like this. You go up and swing.
Okay.
That much time here.
All right.
It's not a pose. It's not a complete pose.
Right.
Your lower body is still preparing and then let it go. So in other words, you are just delaying
Right.
the turn while your lower body is already in action. That's better. That's better. Still, the backswing and downswing are a bit separated. So using the backswing motion, create that turn. And then let it go.
Okay, so,
And let it go. Instead of,
right. Do the correct one again?
yeah. So, let it go.
Okay. And then
Make
I'll-
it continuous.
Okay,
In your case, you tend to have
Snatch
snappy motion and then try to turn. But
Got it.
let it go.
Got
Here.
Got it.
Sometimes making sound will help. Again. You stopped and then started.
Try
So-
to give more time.
So it's because you don't have that recentering motion here. So instead of intentionally stopping, by introducing this recentering motion,
While you're finishing.
yeah.
Okay.
So while still turning in the backward direction, you will introduce this recentering motion,
Okay.
and then just a turn around.
Okay.
So essentially, when you try to put a lot more effort, it's got to be in the backswing, in the wind up here. So when you have good wind up and swing, instead of go here, try to
Right.
go fast in the downswing. If you have to put more effort, then that's got to be the end of the backswing, using fast backswing motion.
Okay.
So again, let's repeat this several times then. Simply, sometimes by repeating,
Yeah, I'm
yeah, the pattern changes.
visualizing what you want me to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So,
And I understand I'm not good.
so have good trigger and the fast backswing. Again. Yeah, the second one is better than the first one in terms of connection. Yes, now the connection is smoother. So keep working on it. Again. So one way to develop a good image of continuous motion is, so in each direction you have this big motion. So from the trigger to all the way to the backswing here. Keep this whole thing in your image, and then here you have an acceleration phase and then deceleration phase here. So you are not you don't keep speeding up. Rather, in each direction you have acceleration, then deceleration here, and then acceleration and deceleration here. That makes smooth motion here.
Right.
Okay. If you try to keep accelerating here,
I feel like
you
I'm
have to
doing that.
stop abruptly here.
Yes.
So continuous motion here. Let it go. So no need to really pull it hard here.
Right.
It's too much. Just to promote the good motion here so that you can nicely decelerate and then go to this position here. When you tend to use this, you have to also stop here.
Right.
So this is why this is called the reprogramming.
Yep.
So you're changing the way your body is moving. It kind of stopped.
Well,
But-
see, I don't get that understanding between stopping and more time.
More time means your body is still
Stopping and
moving.
more time
So you are still turning, and your lower body starts shifting, and then you turn back. That's a continuous motion. If you just stop, yeah, you have a pause there. So your body is always moving. Your body is always moving, but simply you are having more time up there, okay, instead of rushing down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, so let's use a different device now to promote that feel here. The whip is heavier than the club, and then also the head is heavier, so you can feel the motion of the whip. So give me a stage 3 with the whip. Mm-hmm. Yes, because it's heavier, it has more momentum. You can feel the motion better. Yes, now the motion is a lot more continuous.
Right.
And then also try to minimize the bending here at the top of backswing.
Right.
When you have a lot of bending, that means that the whip is going this way, and you try to move in the opposite direction. That's why you create a lot of bending. Mm-hmm. So just let it go. Okay, minimize the bending, and then start the downswing. That way you can control the timing a lot better.
Go.
Yes. That's good. So at the top, try to minimize the bending. That means you have to really let the backswing mature, right? Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. So that's a lot better timing. And then the motion is better connected here. Yes. So as you do that, you have to remember that motion, okay? So that later you can use the same thing in your club swing. Okay? So now let's go to a club. So again, there at the end of the backswing, let the club go instead of stopping it. Okay? Although it's a bit lighter than the whip, so you don't have the same sense, but try to let the club head go, and then let the backswing mature, and then start the downswing.
But while it's maturing, you've got to introduce this.
Yeah. So with the whip, you could do that. So give me the same thing with the club. Again, good trigger, backswing, and then let the backswing mature, and then let it go. That's better. So do not fight at the top. Do not fight the club. But let it mature, let the backswing mature, and then have more time, and then go to the downswing. Yes, that's better. This time, because when you start the backswing, you snapped it here. That's why you stop at the top. Yep. So make this backswing from here. Also, at the same thing, the same rule applies to the end of the trigger motion. You have to let it mature.
That's right.
So instead of quickly pulling it down, let it mature and then bring it back here.
Okay.
So if you have a good transition here, and then you will have good transition here, everything becomes continuous. But if you snap it here, you stop here. So that's why you have to connect the whole motion as one piece. Okay. Again. Again. I still have a tendency of stopping. Yeah. So go ahead. Let me record this and then show you. Okay, ready, go. All right. Now let's do it with the whip, and do the same thing. I will record this and then show you and see whether we see a difference between the two. You can give me a stage 3.
Ready?
Just go ahead. First practice, and then I will record. Okay. Ready, and then minimize the bending at the top. Ready, go. So when you try to minimize the bending, then the motion becomes smoother. So keep a little bit more motion of the club.
Got it.
So your goal. So let's solve this problem this way. Instead of focusing on the shift motion, go to the top. From here, try to give a bit more motion here.
Okay.
Up to this point here.
Right.
So let the club go a bit more.
Okay.
And see how it goes. Yeah, so that much. So stage 3 with that much club motion. Yes, that flows a lot better. That's it. Yes, you have to wait more because you have to let the club go more. Yeah, and particularly when you let it go a bit more, then your body is in better position to use the in the downswing. So yeah, that's better. So give me that much backswing. Okay, now that much backswing. So now I will record this again. And then try to swing hard this time. So good trigger, active trigger, and then mature the trigger, transition, and then fast the motion, and then mature the backswing, and then let it go. Okay. Ready, go. You can go a lot faster than that.
Okay. I agree.
Okay, ready, go. So first, let's take a look at the overall flow. Now, let's go back to your initial swing here. So you're using this to swing through. Then now here, the flow is better now, so you are letting it go. So
Was that the actual speed?
yeah,
Okay.
but it looks a bit slow, right? Because you didn't swing that fast.
Right.
So give me this time really fast one. So particularly during the backswing, you have to have a fast backswing, and then let the club go so that it has it gives you enough range of motion. Okay.
I'll do that. But let me just, when I do like a kettlebell or rope, I mean, I can feel this pressure here, this slowing things down like you were talking about over there. But I feel like on these, I'm never getting to that point. But maybe we'll get.
So it is the actual push to the ground will be just push this motion instead of this here.
Right.
This one will give you feel of really pressuring, but actually this is late.
Right.
And it does not really give good push.
Right.
Because as we saw in your data,
Right.
your graduation force was not that large. So
Right.
actually it has to come from this action here. So up here. Now just to give me a faster backswing. More than anything, you have to have a really fast backswing, active backswing, but it's not arm driven, snappy arm driven, rather it should be a shoulder or the pelvis driven. That's better. Although still you had a little bit snappy motion, but this time the motion fast enough. Yeah, automatically when you have fast motion, then the connection becomes a lot better.
That was a snatch.
So one trick to do that is, this may actually change everything, but in the trigger motion. So show me the trigger. So here, the trigger, your hands are low and the club head is high, but instead try to keep it more this way here. Mm-hmm. Remember, in this way, when you have the swing, you had the club head going below the swing plane. It's because the hands are going down here. Bring the hands a bit higher, and then let the club head go down. Got it. So the hands a bit higher here, and then the hands higher here. So in the trigger motion, bring the hands a bit higher, yes, and then bring the club that way. And then go from there, then you will have less pulling here. Yes, because instead of keeping the hands down and the club head high, and then you have to pull it down.
Yes, yes.
If you go here, you are flipping the wrist here, and then try to bring this back here, instead of pulling it down. So go here and then bring it this way. Okay. This will also help with this motion here. So here, 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 that way. So always when you do certain things, then there is a reason for that. Yeah. So I have this kind of image. When you have to, hit the drum, big drum here, and you want to hit it hard, okay? Then you don't hit the drum like this.
Right.
Rather, boom, right? The same thing here at the top. Instead, in order to hit the drum good, then you will have to bring it back, wind up, and then boom, instead of. You don't do this, right? No. So image that. So that's how you can connect the backswing to downswing better. So you are hitting a big drum in front of you, right? Again. Good, wind up, and then let it go. Currently, you are putting too much effort bringing it down here, and it hits the ground. And after that, it just slows down quite a bit. Right. So in order to have a continuous motion here and then boom here, don't do this. Rather, boom. So you have to use this motion to create good wind up here.
Got it.
Yeah. Again, at this stage, you are the only one who can do that, because you have all the sensory inputs. So you have to organize those and then reprogram. Again, yes. That backswing was a lot better. Okay. And also, okay, one issue here. The reason why you have a lot of effort here is because when you start the backswing turn, your body is still here, and then try to do this. Okay. Here, and then your body has to shift this way already.
Okay.
To prepare for the backswing.
Okay.
So go here, and then move the body first and then turn around instead of. So shift and then turn around.
Okay.
And particularly when you turn around in the backswing, try to turn around more the right hip here.
Okay.
So go here, and then when you have reasonable shift to this side, and then turn around more around the right leg, because this is the main support here. Turn around the right leg here, and then shift. In the downswing, you will turn more over the left leg. Okay, so you should have this.
Right. Yeah.
So when you start the backswing turn, you have to have a good shift first. Yes. Mm-hmm. Then it becomes easier.
Something like that.
So it's called the shunt rhythm. Shift first and then turn.
Right.
Yeah. Now stage 3 again. And then you are hitting a big drum. Okay. Have that image. Yes, that's better. That's better. Still is always very snappy in the backswing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, what I see is a lack of vertical rhythm. That's why you're having this issue. If you have the feel of just up and down motion, push here, push here, push here, push here, you cannot rush. Everything is dictated by this rhythm. So go here and then bring it back and then let it go. But because you don't have this rhythm, to create it, to try to create the whole thing with your arm action here. But when you have a good dancing motion like this, bring it back and then let it go. Bring it back and then let it go. So when you have this vertical motion feel, that it becomes a lot easier. So dance a little bit. Yeah, dance a little bit. And then remember the wrist motion. Let it go this way and then let it go this way. Let it go. So instead of trying to manipulate the club head motion using the wrist, just go with it. Okay. And then big wind up and the swing. Yes. Then you're using your body a lot more. Because you develop this continuous rhythm here. And then finally, let it go. Okay. So this is called the stage X. Right. So when you have multiple steps, multiple swings back and forth. Yeah, let's do a stage X again. So swing back and forth. Continuous, and then give one good wind up and let it go. Try to feel that up and down motion.
That kind of it.
Still, you have tendency of using the upper body a lot, your arms a lot. So it has to come from your lower body action. No need to create a figure 8 type motion. Just a good shift here and then shift here instead of going more like this. Just shift here and then shift here. Let's dance with me. I don't know how good a dancer you are, but so you're dancing with me. So go this way, here, and then go here, and then here, C. Instead of using the shoulder actively, it has to come from your lower body action. And so let's imagine that the whole upper body is one unit, okay? And then you have to turn everything using the pelvis and the legs. Go here, swing, 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 swing. Shift and turn, shift and turn, shift and turn, shift and turn, shift and turn. Still, your shoulders are quite active. Okay. You intentionally try to turn this here. Okay. Instead, this has to come without intentionally using these muscles. If your pelvis turns, then shoulder will turn automatically, right? Correct. Turn here. So try to keep this quiet, just try to turn everything with the pelvis. And then turn here, turn here, and turn here, shift and turn, 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 shift and turn. So
Okay.
really the turn motion is coming from this push here.
That's different, yeah.
Yeah. When you push, the hip will move up and the back. With that, you are turning the pelvis and also turning the shoulders.
Right.
So instead of using this actively here,
Right.
shoulders, use the pelvis and legs, then shoulder will automatically turn. And then add more shoulder motion at the end, add more arm motion at the end.
Okay.
So again, dance. So easy with the upper body, and then use the legs and turn the pelvis to turn the shoulder with it. So turn, turn, turn. Actively turn pelvis, turn, 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 turn. Yeah. So with the turn, pelvis turn, and then you are turning the shoulder. So again. So in your case, you are responding to the orange whip quite well. And it's not a snappy
Right.
one here, but you are actually putting weight on this side, weighting on this side, this side here, stepping like this. So here, shift, shift, shift and push up, shift and push up, shift and push, instead of
Right.
this motion.
Go with it, yeah.
Really stand on the right side and then up, stand the left side and up, right side and up, left and then up, right and up. Stop. Then, so for this position, try to shift only to the right side. Shift only. Yeah, so your right hip is pretty much over the right foot, right?
Correct.
And then try to turn around the right hip, or right leg. Yes. How do you feel this?
Great.
That's what I want. So because this is static posture, you shifted this way quite a bit, but in the dynamic motion, you don't go that far.
Right.
Because you have to reverse the direction.
Right.
But this is really good. Just a second. Photo. I will take that picture. Yeah, look at this. So when this happens, you're standing on the right side here, right? So you can actually tap. And instead of lowering the right hip, try to stand tall here. And the left side, the same thing. So let's go to, so fold your arms. Fold your arms. Lean forward. And then shift right. Shift only. And then turn around the right leg here, yes. Now, from there, just the shift left, and then turn around the left leg, yes. Shift right, without turning, go a bit more, and then turn around the right hip, and then shift left, turn around, and then shift right, left, yes, right, turn, left, turn, right, turn, left, and make it continuous. Right, left, yes. Right shift to turn, left shift to turn, right shift to turn, shift to turn, shift to turn, shift to turn, shift to turn. That's the Shunt rhythm. Okay, so always shift first to turn, the shift and turn, shift and turn, the shift to turn. Instead of just a turn here.
Right. Let me do it with you 1 second more. Yeah.
So let's start from this way. Here. So keep enough shift of the pelvis. Shift. Then your head will not move that much. Left, right. Make it rhythmic. Right, left, dance, left, right, left, right, left, right. Now arms down, left, right, left. So you hang the arms here. You're not intentionally turning the arms. Using the body, you are swinging the arms. Left, right, left, right, left, right. 1, 2, 3. Wind up. Let it go.
Was that in sync with them?
You were. Yeah.
Okay, you
Looking
were.
good. Yeah, you were finally shifting and getting good lower body movement.
Right. Okay, I mean, I was locked in, I can tell you that.
Yeah, you're looking good.
So you really have to let the shift happen.
Okay.
Because your initial swing was just whole turn only, right?
Gotcha.
And then you really have to break out of the barrier and then let it go. Let it go. Let's dance again. So first fold the arms and then left, right, dance, up and down, up, left up, right up, left up, right up, arm down, swing, 1, 2, 3, wind up, let it go.
Okay.
This is the dance, Shunt dance. So once you feel this, and then you will be able to watch the video, the feel and the watch, then you'll be able to do it on your own.
Right.
Now, let's hold it a bit shorter. Let's use the short one. Then that will be a bit easier. And then try to feel the rhythm you just had. So as if you are just hanging the arms here.
Right.
Let it go by using the lower body motion. No need to intentionally try to create this motion here. Just let it go here, let it go here, let it go here.
No need to intentionally try to create
What you should try to do was here and then try to pull it down.
Oh.
Instead, let it go.
Okay.
Let it
gotcha.
go. Swing. What you need to feel here is your body motion should promote this motion here.
Okay.
If your body and then arms are moving separately, not working together, then this motion has no meaning. So by using the lower body, promote this motion, swing, then let it go. So here, move, let it go, let it go. Let it go. And also, in order to minimize the bending, you have to wait until this is completed, right? So let it go. Time this, let it go. Time this, let it go. Shift the body. 1, 2, 3, wind up, let it go. Yes, the motion looks a lot smoother. So this is something you have to develop.
Work on,
Yeah. But with your age, generally, the body becomes less flexible. That's for sure.
I'm fighting against that.
Yeah, but you can defy your age.
Right.
Yep. So now, let's use a longer one this time. But still, you have to work with this.
Right.
By moving the body, and you have to promote the motion of the whip instead of try to do something or intentionally manipulate it. Yeah, so wait until it is matured, and then, yes. So you're not fighting anything, you're working with the whip. Swing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, wind up, let it go. That timing. So when you work with the whip here, and then even in the last wind up, you let it mature and then let it go.
There's a tricky balance between trying to be fast and not snappy.
Yeah. So then, so no matter what you do, you should maintain that pattern.
Right.
So the mastery of this shunt dance is that whether you have slow, easy motion, let it go, let it go, let it go, swing versus but still you're waiting until this is
I
matured.
see the difference.
Yeah. So swing. You can have the you always have the opportunity to use your body to have good swing. So all you need is match the tempo,
Right.
and then promote this motion as if you are building things. Okay,
Right.
going into the climax. Let it go. And in doing that, if you want to match the tempo with the natural frequency of this, then you have to use the legs.
Right.
So now let's imagine this is a bag of cement. It's really heavy. You cannot use your arms to manipulate it. Then you have to work with it. And throw to the back of the truck.
I can visualize that.
Yeah. So not against the club, but work with it. So your body will promote good motion. Again, swing back and forth, feel the rhythm. Yeah, easy. Yes. Look at that. And dance, a little bit of it, up and down feel. Dance, yes. Now you're using your legs better. You know that. Yeah, good. So wait at the end and make a bit bigger. Let it go. Yes, let it go. 1, 2, 3. Wind up. Let it go. That's the timing I want. Instead of rushing down.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you know what it's like. I think the visual example was good. So dancing with me.
Yeah.
I was in front of you and then dancing together. And push here, push, stand tall. And then arms here. Let it go. No such a thing like this. Okay.
Right,
Let it go. Promote this motion. Make it bigger. Still, when you want to make this motion bigger, then you'll use the legs more. Left leg, right leg, left, right. 1, 2, 3. Wind up. Let it go.
I
So-
feel it.
Now let's go back to the club. Yeah, we need to wrap it up. So,
Rubber meets the road.
so again, try to swing back and forth several times. Feel the rhythm, and I will count 1, 2, 3. Okay. So work with the club. Swing. 1, 2, 3, wind up, let it go. Yes. So that's the whole rhythm. So what happens is swing, BJ, sing. And instead of lifting the foot early, when you lifted your foot, it was early.
Yep.
That means you're not really using the lower body.
Got it.
If you really use the lower body to promote this, they have to stay on the ground. When you go like this, that means you're just only shifting.
Right.
So turn by pushing the ground, raising this, the turn here. In order to turn the body, you have to keep the feet together.
Right.
Instead of going like this.
Right.
Then you only have this shift motion. Turn, swing, 1, 2, 3, and swing. Once the foot leaves the ground, it loses the torque generation capability.
This is
right?
the right foot.
Both. But generally, when you lift the left foot during the backswing, okay, then you're losing the left leg participation. In the downswing, if you lift this too early, then you are losing the right foot.
Okay. So you're
Because-
saying for what we're doing, just maybe keep them on the ground for
So your goal is to turn your pelvis,
Right.
shift and then turn, shift and turn. In order to turn the pelvis like this, you have to keep the feet on the ground.
Right.
So the pelvis turn gives good shoulder turn.
Right.
The shoulder turn will give you good motion here, and then you're adding arm motion and then wrist motion here.
Right.
Yeah. So the key is using the legs and then move the pelvis good. Shift the pelvis and also turn the pelvis with. So pelvis is inclined forward like this.
Yeah.
And then you're turning this, but instead of just the turning, you have to shift and around the right hip, turn, shift, and then around the left hip, turn. And then every time the hip will move up and then turn, the left and up and turn like this. So, no, that's just too much shift here. Go here, using this motion, this way here, turn, shift back, turn, back, turn, back, turn, back, turn, back, turn. So, you go here from this turn position. If you just turn pelvis like this, it's no different from
Yes.
release it here.
Right.
But if you have here and then shift, give a little bit recentering, and then by pushing the ground, turn, that means release.
Okay.
But if you let the body go like this, open the pelvis, open pelvis early,
Right.
then you're coming back and then release here.
Right.
So again, so use the club and then move back and forth, left to right. Try to feel the rhythm. Yeah, to have good, exaggerate the pelvis motion. Particularly when you have a little up and down feel, then the rhythm will improve quite a bit. Yeah, with that, promote good club turn, swing. And then relax your wrist. You are holding it too tight. Everything, you have to use all the mobility allowed in the body. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Wind up. Let it go. So that's the idea. So the shunt rhythm is really important. So from now on the course, when you walk, instead of just walking, you walk like this. As if, imagine in the 70s or early 80s, you have big boombox on your shoulder and then play loud music and then try to walk like this. So particularly if instead of just trying to walk straight, try to feel more walking outward, 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 outward. This will help.
Right.
So just work like this. Work out, work out, work out, work out, and out. And your foot is leaving the ground early.
Oh.
So you have to have first the step and then this component here.
Right.
When the pelvis turns, this foot cannot leave the ground.
Okay.
But if you just shift, then this foot leaves the ground.
Right.
Okay? So go here and then turn, and then take, at the end of this turn, you will take this step.
Okay.
You go here and then turn back, and then turn here, and then take left step, and then let it go, 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 out, out.
That's different. That's different.
So just walk left, right, and then left, right, and then nice pelvis turn, and then turn, turn. So when you take this step, the pelvis turn this way, you're taking step like this while maintaining this. Once you have touchdown, then turn here, instead of early opening.
Right.
And also when you have early opening, then you tend to lower your body intentionally.
Right.
But if you're here and then as the foot drops and then push the ground, as the foot drops, then push, 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 then you have always a push, push. So when the metronome runs, tick, 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 instead of tick, tick, instead of lowering, you're moving up and the up and the up, up. Yeah. Yes. So when you have that feel, the pelvis will turn and then the foot stays on the ground. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then no need to have that sort of broken motion, but make it continuous. So, continuous motion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in order to have continuous motion, you have to have a good up and down motion.
Right.
Instead of just the pushing. So this is the key in the reprogramming and the ground up swing. Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever the point is pushing the ground and then moving the hip up, 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 up and turn, up, turn, up and turn, up and turn, up and turn, instead of up, up,
Right.
up like this.
We've got to get that turn going.
So you can move from here to there, making small steps leftward, swing, 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 turn, up and turn, up and turn, good wind up and up and turn, good wind up and up and turn, wind up and up and turn. These are all connected. So if you do one well, then the others will automatically come.
Right.
So you can practice this, moving intentionally. Or if you have trouble in shifting the body that way, shift, swing, shift, swing, wind up, swing, wind up, swing. This is also possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, let's do a stage 3. Let me record your current stage 3 and then wrap up. All right. So stage 3, and then let's integrate all those things we've practiced. Good active stage 3. So give me a practice. Okay. Have a rhythmic motion. Make it backswing a bit bigger. Yeah, make it backswing bigger. Using the momentum. Yes. So when you have a bigger motion and then start to swing with the body, then you will really feel that you are engaging these muscles more instead of these here.
Right, right.
Okay, now I'll record. Give me big enough backswing. All right, ready. Just a second. It was 4. So, ready, go. Yeah, the flow is a lot better. Yep. So you are getting into this rhythm, and it just you need more practice. Okay, ready, go. Yeah. So now.
Felt the arms a little aggressive there.
But that's okay. You are moving away from rotation only pattern here. Look at this. You have subtle shift here.
Okay.
Because you know your body knows that it's more natural.
Let's see it one more time. Okay, I see that.
You know, by instinct, your body knows that this is more natural. Yeah, go here and try to swing with this motion here.
Right.
But here and then let it go.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this is the idea. Keep practicing the dancing.
Right.
So particularly that portion of the video will help. So always play it and then dance. And I can probably cut that portion and then send you the video. So you
That'd be
can
great.
watch it
Yeah,
repeatedly.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Alrighty.
All right, my man. I enjoyed it.